Ugh. My head. Ugh. Feels like that one time I tried that potion recipe years ago. Or maybe I just had one too many all-nighters lately. And that dream. What was that all about? It was just so vivid. Come to think of it, the last thing I remember was dinner. And then... blank. I'll have to figure that out later. Right now, off to class. Great. I guess I did oversleep. Oh well, it is what it is. Teach will probably let this slide, but Lorenz is going to be on my case the whole day.
Hey! You! Why are you still here?
Sorry, I woke up late. I'm just about to run a class.
What are you talking about? Classes are cancelled.
Huh?
Did no one tell you? All are required to assemble in the reception hall right now. There will be a briefing on the incident in the monastery grounds last night.
Any idea what's going on?
I don't know. I feel like something bad happened, though.
It's gotta be about last night, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
How interesting. I always assumed you were a punctual one. But I suppose there's a first time for everything.
Speak for yourself, Hubert. I'm surprised you're not permanently glued to Edelgard as always.
Contrary to gossip, Lady Edelgard and I are not joined at the hip. If we were, I wouldn't have had the fortune of witnessing an extraordinary sight last night. One with you at its center. I was away, attending to matters on Lady Edelgard's behalf. But I returned to a monastery upended. Students and faculty alike lost in a haze. Both an absolute delight.
I just want to be treated like an adult. Let me be an adult.
Hey, you're a real cutie. Tall, too.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
And that's how you be a real hit with the ladies.
You're really funny, Slyvain. Maybe I'll try it.
And in careless slumber. It was an alarming situation to stumble into, as questions raced through my mind. So, as luck would have it, the answer walked into view.
Where are we going?
Stupid bastard.
You, in the arms of a stranger. And not of your volition. I was ready to intervene.
Claude! Oh, shit!
If not for her. She entered the fray without hesitation.
Claude, are you alright?
And for good reason. With an adversary this
Determined.
You?
determined.
Claude!
You know, now that I've seen how quick and fierce your professor is, I wish she chose the Black Eagles. It would put me so much at ease if she was that protective of Lady Edelgard. Looks like it's starting.
Thank you all for your cooperation, as well as your patience. After what must be a bewildering night, I shall be forthright. We believe that an act of sabotage was inflicted upon Garrick Mock. Suspicion points to an infiltrator in the kitchen staff, who administered a contaminant in the water supply used for cooking and drinking. Most of the students and staff who dined in the hall yesterday evening were affected. While investigations into this matter so far do not reveal hazardous effects in the aftermath, this incident has had its share of casualties.
This can't be happening.
What? No way.
In their inebriated state, several students were involved in accidents across the monastery grounds. while most will recover in time, a few are no longer with us.
What?
Open your eyes, please!
Lorenz. No.
Seeing as this is a traumatic time for some, please approach the faculty members if you need to confide in them. The Knights of Saros will be doing the utmost to ensure your safety. Of that, there is no doubt. Rest assured, the culprit will be found. And be brought to justice for their transgression!
How could this happen? Are we safe?
Has the culprit been found yet? Should we return home?
Curiouser and curiouser indeed. A home monastery. Drugged. Just to spirit you away. Collateral damage be damned. What secrets do you have to justify all this, Claude? Never mind. I'll find out in time.
My Lord Gloucester, it is with a heavy heart that I write you this letter. I regret to inform you that Lorenz was involved in an accident. And...
That's enough. Look at yourself. You are a mess. You won't serve any cause well by running yourself ragged. Rest! Now!
I don't understand, Sophis. Even when I succeed in keeping him safe this time, it comes at the cost of other lives in my care. I can't just let fate run its course.
Professor, are you alright?
Professor, hang in there!
Not when I know what it has in store for him.
Claude!
You won't get away with this! I'll endure every failure, if it means I'll be getting closer to getting it right the next time. And yet, even when I do manage to save him...
Right this way.
This was my last chance. Another unexpected consequence appears.
Did you hear? Claude's expelled from Garrickmok.
What? Why?
For hiding his background, of course.
So desperate for an heir. Even if he is from... poisoned the whole monastery just to sneak him out.
Should've known he was sus. Always scheming.
Count Gloucester is furious, I heard, demanding House Regent to relinquish.
And now, this. What am I doing wrong? What am I missing?
You've effortlessly amended misfortune from moments before, but the farther you reverse time, the consequences of a decisive action becomes far-reaching in ways unexpected.
I only wanted to help him.
Indeed, you have. However, could you have foreseen that finding your student did not mean saving his life? Or that thwarting his abduction revealed secrets that invoked another threat, and negating that threat meant its source destroyed? Your act ripples its influence far beyond what is intended. Contending with every expanding possibility is a challenge even for a goddess. What a mere mortal. If you commit yourself once again to remedy this outcome, search deep within yourself and decide with the utmost conviction. What is it that you truly wish to come to pass?
Huh? Who is it? Teach. See you at the Goddess Tower at sundown.
Hey, Teach. Good to see you. I know you've got your hands full as it is. I'm glad you could spare some time to meet with me.
How is everyone, Claude?
Well, not great. Everyone's pretty shaken with what happened. With Lorenz and Annette. I can't believe that something as brazen as this could happen here of all places. You know? I suppose I should thank you. For saving my life.
What? I don't know what you mean, Claude.
Teach? Stop. Hubert saw us. Saw you fight off my kidnapper. I don't remember what happened. But I know that the hazy visions I had of you was certainly not a dream. We talked while you carried me to my room, didn't we? Be honest with me, Teach. What did I say to you last night?
You're a prince from the kingdom of Elmira.
Oh no, I didn't.
The son of the king and a foreigner. The only daughter of Grand Duke Oswald von Regen, leader of the Leicester Alliance. You left your homeland not too long ago, and your grandfather took you in, declaring you his heir under a new name. Even if you didn't like the change, you adapted to a new life, a culture different from your own, because you can't afford to be hampered down by Fodlan's prejudice against Elmirans. Not when you have big ambitions and dreams to achieve.
All this time, holding my secrets close to my chest, watching my actions, my words, just so that no one catches even a whiff of who I am. Only to drop it all the moment I couldn't help myself. Well, what's it gonna be?
What do you mean?
Come on, Teach. Last night, all that drugging, all the deaths, they happened because of me! A filthy Elmiran. You're gonna turn me in like the loyal Garrick Mockstaff that you are, right?
Claude, all this? It's not your fault. I'm your teacher. I'm supposed to protect you. Claude! It's okay. It's okay. I'm right here. I'm right here.
My mother left everything behind to follow her heart. She's strong and fierce, so she paid no mind at all to the disrespect that gets thrown her way for daring to be a foreigner queen. Her mixed-race prince? And not so much. My own kin saw my blood as both an insult and a threat. And they damn well reminded me of that every chance they get.
That child isn't one of us.
What a foodlin eyesore.
Half-breeds like you don't belong here.
Just die already. Worthless Peters.
When the uncle I never knew died not long ago, my grandfather was desperate for a Regan heir. I took this chance to come to Fodlan, and perhaps thrive here instead. I had hoped that my mother's homeland reflected her strength and character. For all their differences, turns out Fodlan and Elmira had one thing in common after all. I may bear the Regan crest, but I still very much feel like an outsider. Truth be told, I could still deal with that. But the thought that someone back in Elmira, hating my existence so much, enough to hurt my friends, just to get to me.
I'm so sorry.
To destroy my dreams for a better future?
To think you would have taken what is mine. Serves you right, filthy Elmiran.
That kind of cruelty, I cannot understand.
What will you do now?
I have to leave. I can't risk another attempt happening on my account. And once Count Gloucester finds out I'm the reason he lost his son, he will not rest until I'm utterly destroyed. It would be best for me to return to my homeland, cowardly and dangerous as it is. And to think I was starting to feel that I belong here. I am gonna miss this place.
I see.
Say, Teach, why don't you come with me? I know this is sudden, but hear me out. Imagine a world where Elmirans can walk through a bustling crowd in Daedru, Ferdinand, or Enbar without anyone batting an eye, and vice versa. Everyone deserves to feel like they belong. Despite all that has happened, I believe in that dream even stronger now. It may seem lofty and naive, but what I've managed by myself tells me that it's not an impossible goal. All the history I've learned, perspectives I've considered, friends I've made, people I've come to care for, I can't give up. Even if it means a lifetime of struggle to see through. But none of that matters, as long as the monsters in my past are not dealt with, once and for all. To be honest, I'm terrified of the danger and treachery that awaits back in Elmira. But I know that I can find the courage to face them and begin anew. With you by my side, you and me, Teach, we could do anything.
Claude, I'm so sorry for failing you again. But seeing you so determined despite everything, I can't give up.
Teach.
I swear I'll get it right, no matter how many times it takes. I want to be there by your side when your dream comes true. I'll see you again soon.
Teach, what are you saying? Why are you glowing? Please, don't go! Violence!
Don't despair. I will never abandon you. I'll endure the pain and sadness with every attempt, because you deserve the chance to realize the future you've dreamt of all your life. One where a boy can thrive happily anywhere in the world, regardless of the blood that flows through his veins. Telfoc's fate is a game of chance. Hope for the best to make my shot. I'll miss again and again, but each failure reveals another piece of the puzzle. Gather enough of them and eventually, I will strike true.
The air feels calm and peaceful, does it not? An auspicious evening for the lives you have saved. Their journey will continue because you chose tenacity over despair. You should be happy with what you have accomplished. And yet...
I'm sorry. It's just...
I know. You deserve to grieve for what must now remain unsaid. It's okay, bud. It's okay.
Professor, I must ask you for a dance. You just get dancing, Professor.
Hey, Teach. How about a dance?
Hey, kid.
Dad, you're back.
Why aren't you in there having fun with the rest of those brats?
Had too much of it. I didn't expect being a chaperone involved so much dancing. My poor feet.
Think you can manage one more, kid? A 4-year-old man.
Wow, Dad. I don't think I've ever seen you dance before. How did you get so good at it? I mean, you've got the footing and everything, Dad.
Well, I used to. A long time ago. When I first joined the monastery. The Knights of Saros must not only be paragons on the battlefield, but of social graces as well, says Rhea. I didn't think much of it. Until I met your mother.
So many people.
She was too shy for the grand balls, always yearning to join from afar. One of those nights, I asked for a dance.
Really? I'd be honored.
You should have seen her smile as she took my hand. She was as graceful as she was beautiful. But it was her joy for life that captured my heart. We kept on dancing since. When we lived in the moment, joined by our vows,
till death do us part,
and looked towards the future.
I was thinking we can name them Byleth. What do you think?
but you stopped.
After she passed away. Well, enough about me. How about you? You're also pretty good on your feet. Your brats had anything to do with it?
Yeah, learned some moves when we prepared for the White Heron Cup. But, to be honest, I've always wanted to learn since I was little. I remember when the band stayed at the villages we helped, and they'd have celebration feasts for us. Everyone looked so happy, dancing the night away. But you always seemed like you wanted to be anywhere else but there. So, I never asked you to teach me. Now that I know why, I'm glad I didn't. I don't want to make you sad.
Kid. When you never fussed for anything, I left it at that. But just because you've always been a good stoic kid, doesn't mean I have to dote on you. Taking you for granted wasn't right. I should have tried harder to make you happy. I don't say it as much as I should, or show it nearly enough, but I want you to know. You mean the world to me, Byleth.
I know, Dad. But I get what you're saying. This dance, it's nice. I'm glad you asked me.
Good. Let's do this more often then. It'll be good practice for me. For the first dance on your wedding day. I can already imagine you in a bridal dress.
Dad, I think it's a little bit early to be thinking about that.
Suck it up, kid. I've got years of embarrassing you to catch up on.
Dad! Some say you can sense when the end is near, and that the goddess grants you the time until then to tie up loose ends, to make amends, to say goodbye. Did you know, Dad? Despite how it happened, you seemed to be at peace when you slipped away in my arms. It's not fair, Dad. You promised more dances for me to look forward to. I didn't want her first to be our last.
Teach. Byleth. I know the last thing your father wants is for you to get sick. Alright. Then I'm staying with you. Until those tears are just rain.
Hey, sweetie. Where's that handsome leader of yours?
Oh, Captain Jeralt? He should be sitting outside.
Why isn't he living it up with the rest of y'all?
He's not fond of the ruckus once the dancing starts, I'm afraid.
Oh, dear. And here I was hoping I could ask him to dance with me.
Yeah, sorry about that, ma'am. Maybe he'll be up for it when the time is right.
What the?
Dad?
Kid? Why aren't you at Garrick Mock? Wait, your hair. What's wrong?
Dad, I don't have a lot of time before the ceremony starts. I know I shouldn't do this, but if I don't, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. I just want the first dance of my wedding day to be with you. Dad.
To think that the first time I saw you cry, your tears would be for me. It It's sad, yet I'm happy for it. Thank you, kid. It's alright, kiddo. It's alright.
Teach!
Professor!
You have to come back! This can't be. She's gone. She's really gone. My dreams, my ambitions, my one and only. No! No!
Your will and mine are now as one. Both sides of time are revealed to you, and you alone. You know that I am the beginning. What shall you do?
If you prefer it so, you shall be added to the ranks of the dead. No! How? Teach!
Marie, she's probably fine. Let's just get her to Manuela, okay?
But what if she never wakes up again?
Mary.
Claude, she's going to be alright. Pull yourself together.
I know. No look for a future leader, I bet you'll say.
After what they did to her father, how dare they? They make me so mad!
I know, but at least the professor is safe now, Lysithea.
I said some awful things to her before this. Thank the goddess I still have the chance to apologize.
Hey, Leone. How about we cook something delicious for her? I know that pastry you made before was really tasty. I bet that would really make her feel better.
Hey, that's a great idea, Raphael.
I'll help.
Give us the shopping list. We'll get them for you at the market.
Thanks, Ignatz.
Looks like all we have left is eggs, milk, and butter.
Perfect! I know just the place to get all three.
How's the dough over there, Lysithea? Almost ready to go?
Almost! Jeez, this flour is getting everywhere!
Would the professor like these flowers? They're the ones the glass grown in the greenhouse.
Of course. Any maiden would enjoy these delicate flowers. Is the ribbon almost ready, Hilda? Wait, why pink? Didn't we pick purple?
More like you picked purple, Lorenz. I think the professor would much prefer pink. She wears it during class a lot, after all.
They won't allow us to crowd the infirmary. So please give this to her for us, Claude.
Everyone pitched in to make this. They don't care if she'd like it, or if she'd eat it at all. They just want her to know that they appreciate her, with no expectations, with no agenda.
Oh, Claude. She's awake. You could see her now.
Thanks, Professor.
I'll be in the next room if you need me.
Stay back! He's strong!
What?
Claude, what are you doing?
Nothing. Just a little stomach poison. That's all. Teach, you've always had my back. And yet, I pushed you to where I needed you to be. Towards my goals and ambitions. But even if they are aligned, is it fair that you bear the cost of my dream? Am I that selfish? Hey, Teach! Hope you've got an appetite. Just look what your Fonz had cooked up for you. They're nothing too fancy, but they are pretty tasty. I'm sure you'll agree? Teach? You okay?
Oh, why wouldn't I be? I'm so happy to have such kind and thoughtful students. You were all I could think about while I was trapped in the darkness. Like a beacon leading me back home.
Teach, you didn't have to choose us, when you arrived here. But we're so glad that you did. Our lives would be so much poorer without you in it. While I'd love to be selfish and hog your attention right now, the golden deer can't wait to see you again. My dream? I'll achieve that eventually. Even if it takes a lifetime. But that smile, the one that inspires our hearts, priceless. Alright everyone, let's meet back in the monastery next month.
Good luck out there. Don't worry, Professor.
You'll do fine. Claude is there with you. Just follow his lead, okay?
I suppose you're right.
Something on your mind, my friend?
Oh?
You've been quiet ever since we left Mydrin. Are you nervous about meeting the Alliance Roundtable?
Yes.
Believe me, you could beat those Stogers into submission if you wanted to.
If this was a sword fight, sure. But this is a different kind of battlefield, and I don't know if I have what it takes to navigate it well. There's so much riding on the success of this meeting. I don't want my blunders to be a costly burden.
You, a burden? Never, my friend. You returning to us is already a miracle. So let's turn that good fortune into absolute victory. Together. First things first, we'll get you acquainted with the household. Then, a few days for us to unwind. We deserve that much after our victory, don't you think? Then, the real work begins. Normally, I would prefer it if we had several plans to fall back on. But that would require subterfuge. That's far too risky at this point in time. And if we're to appeal them directly, we may only have one shot at this. So, let's make it count.
Cleaned up good, kiddo. I was worried you were gonna host a meeting looking like shit.
Bold of you to say that, when you got a dead rat on your chin.
Hey! I have on good authority that Judith happens to like it very much.
Gentlemen, apologies for the wait. Is everything alright, Your Grace?
Yeah.
Good to know. Come, Duke Regan. The Dragon's Den awaits.
Hey, kiddo. I thought you said she's new to this!
By the goddess, Lorenz has sung the highest of praises of you, my dear. But he neglected to mention what a vision you are in person.
You are very kind, my lord. I hope I can fulfill expectations set by such a discerning eye.
Of that I have no doubt, milady. Liberating the Great Bridge certainly relieved the pressure on Gloucester lands, Duke Regan. But I doubt the Empire will take kindly to us immediately throwing ourselves with your forces so soon after. Already there are reports of movement from Imperial territory towards Granda. Your youthful impetuousness may mistake such dangerous odds as opportunity, but such risks may likely spell grave consequences for us all!
My youthful impetuousness just freed your decrepit arse, you prick! With all due respect,
Count Gloucester. With your lands bordering the Empire directly, the long Imperial shadow most certainly loom over those who live under your protection. Turning the Empire's eyes away from the common folk has kept them safe. Yes?
Indeed, milady. The burden of nobility, after all.
I would not fault your hesitation with their safety in mind. What we are asking of you is no small matter, after all. I imagine it was the same for Duke Regan. To suddenly inherit the uninevitable task of navigating the Alliance for a war not of its own making. But allow me to be frank, honored guests. If putting your fate in his hands is a gamble, then it is a bet that has paid off handsomely thus far. Even so, instincts and good fortune alone do not turn the tides of war. Duke Regan has the faith of those he leads firmly behind him. When the sons and daughters of the Alliance walk in step with his grace, victory is a certainty. The Empire demands of the Alliance what is impossible to surrender. Our determination, our tenacity, our courage in defiance of an emperor who presumes to know our place while overestimating her own in the history yet to be written. We have come this far with the goddess's blessings. May we now have yours? Please put your faith in us to end this senseless war once and for all. Help us save Fodlan.
You are quite the persuasive orator, milady. Despite my worries, I find myself believing that this conflict might just end sooner than expected.
Not might, Count Gloucester. Will.
Well, looks like we did it, my friend. Are you alright, my friend?
I'm sorry. I just can't keep it up anymore.
You're shaking. You were terrified all this while, weren't you?
I was close to bolting out of the meeting a couple times.
I shouldn't have put you through this.
It's alright, Claude. It had to be done. That night when we returned from Alel, I overheard you talking with Judith.
I know you don't fancy the thought, but sooner or later, if we are going to push through Imperial territory, you will have to call on the other lords to bolster our forces. Your professor may help in strengthening your position, but is she up to facing their scrutiny? Especially that Viper Gloucester.
I know, Judith. I'll think of something.
She was right. I'm unprepared in matters of diplomacy and delicate negotiations. I didn't even know where to begin learning all of this. So I asked for help from those who did.
Wait. You mean you need me and Hilda to help you?
Lorenz was more than happy to teach me about the Alliance, its history, politics, the great lords, and many persons of note.
As you can see here, Professor, long ago in Fodlan, the three nations all lived together in harmony. But then, everything changed when the Fire Nation, Flame Emperor, attacked.
While Hilda coached me on etiquette, poise, and how to speak eloquently with confidence. Things I never had to consider growing up in a mercenary band.
I'm so glad to know that. I'll have to thank him personally for supporting you.
They definitely did. The one who helped me most, though, is you. I won't pretend to know what you've gone through to be as determined as you are, but it must have been hard. And yet, with every challenge fate throws at you, you rise up to meet them, head held high with a smile. You're so strong, you know that? You make me want to try a little harder too.
Violet! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to... So, what happens now?
We have a war to win first. After that, we'll work towards making our dream a reality.
Our dream, huh? I like the sound of that.
Hey, Claude. I love you.